Mask on, arms crossed, and we're underway with the 2020 season about a month and 15 days more than usual, and that is a great start for West Virginia. A kill, and a swing from Kristen Lutz, Mountaineers with a first strike. Back to serve with Lacey Zerwas, co-captain of this squad, very experienced, a bit of an overpass, and that results Red Raider in the net.
See, right there is one of the keys to the game, Jeff. That tight pass, you got to get it right on the setter's head so she can have all three options.
Zerwas, 1340-plus assist efforts last year. Led the team with 1,116 assists. That got her third in the Big 12. These teams have been quite even over the past years, and that's a stuff. A block for West Virginia. A little combo action from Audrey Adams and Lux.
And that's something we're going to see a lot this matchup. Coach Greystone said it's going to be a problem size-wise. Both really tall players, a big front row. You got to be really tight in that coverage.
First 3 points belong to the visitors. We're playing double headers. We'll do this again tomorrow at 6. Inside the pen, that one turned away by West Virginia. Another try, turned away again. Solano kept it alive, and the joust won by WVU.
But Solano is right there. She's in for coverage. That's going to happen the whole game. She's a great player to watch. She's really fun to watch.
Mountaineers, you see there in the dark blue. All these players so thrilled to just be playing, but now you jump into Big 12 play without tune-ups, without your invitationals that you get to go to. And as soon as the ball goes in the air, it's real deal time, and the Red Raiders get on the board.
You're right, Jeff. Coach Greystone said that at this point in time, usually they would have already played 10 games. I mean, we've had no preseason game. Both of these teams have zero film on each other. They're really coming into this game honestly blind.
Allison Bloss with her first serve of the season. Back set was a beauty, but long on the kill attempt from Audrey Adams. Number 22 there for West Virginia, spent 3 years at Xavier. 44 digs a season ago, and Allison Bloss has been such a key fixture for Tony Greystone. Wonderful attitude and player. Could not handle that one, though, as it whistled by her from Adams.
But Coach Greystone's thing is, as long as there's a body on the ground and you go for it, kills are going to happen. That was a great shot right here.
See set one of the best of 5 when it comes to sets, and both of these matchups last season went 5. Jump serve ripped there by Sky Stokes, freshman. That's a new blood for Coach Sunahara. Free ball for the Red Raiders.
Great dig over here.
There's a block for Tech, and some early adrenaline pumped through from Caitlin Dugan and Brooke Canis as we get a look right down net.
It's definitely fun to watch. Again, with that momentum, you have to take this game early. Same with West Virginia. They have to be right at the net. This matchup is very, very even here.
Canis, 37 blocks a year ago. You're looking at Lindsay Dodson.
So powerful. Way out. Once she figures out that swing, she just looks so strong. I mean, we're right in front of her.
We've seen the West Virginia players, they're all masked. Dodson wearing it for Texas Tech, curving that serve toward the sideline. Got a steam there for Sanders. We're getting our first look at her in a Red Raider uniform. That's too deep. Red Raider point. On Sanders, they expect a lot out of her, Shelby, because she is in from Texas A&M. 3 years as an Aggie, a Waco kid who grew up a Baylor fan, now playing for the Red Raiders. That's quite a journey.
It really is.
Dodson uses topspin to drive it. Oh, that was beautiful.
Great spot. Tony Coach Greystone has nothing but good things to say about this setter. So they're running a 5-1. So this setter plays all 6 rotations. She's really smart with the ball, as you saw. She'll find the hole in the court.
Yeah, that looked like Missy Owens there from years gone by, not too long ago, last year as a matter of fact. That's an ace. Give an ace to the Wichita Falls Rider product. Lindsay Dodson getting the Red Raiders with a spurt, now leading 7-5.
That's something you never want to see from the libero.
Getting out of the way.
Uh-oh. No, it hit her.
Well, I said she was trying to get out of the way,
Right,
and it grazed her. We're going to send it to our first timeout here live in Lubbock. We've got Big 12 right out of the WVU timeout into live action. And that 6-0 run is snapped with a clever pop from Natalie Petrova. She played at Tyler Junior College last year. Nice play by 17. But that was big for West Virginia, Shelby. That was a 6-0 run. They're finally able to let the air out of.
You can't let them get the momentum. They'll run with it.
We're going to talk a lot about conditioning, as that's a celebratory occasion for Alex Kirby, who was up there to meet the challenge. See her get all kinds of bounce.
Now, about conditioning, Coach Greystone mentioned to us that this whole time they're practicing in masks. And usually, example, Solano is the first person to beat everyone in a drill. He said she's been struggling the most because you're just simply winded. So I think that they have an advantage now because they can play without it.
First serve is a Red Raider for Samantha Sanders.
Looks like a double to me.
Thought we had a couple of contacts there, Shelby.
Yeah, I think the setter hit a double as well, so either way, most likely would have called it.
That was our first look at Emmy Ogagar. She was at Illinois State last year for West Virginia. Again, we talked about Sanders. Midway High, Waco, Texas, Aggie, Red Raider. That's thwarted there by the dig attempt by Ogagar, who will rotate out.
And adding to that, Coach Tsunohara says that she just does unbelievable things. That hit, her reach, it's just a difference between when someone's just naturally athletic, and that's why it's so fun to watch her play.
Lindsay Proctor appearing in her 79th match, big time veteran for Coach Tsunohara. Center attack and deep from Sanders, who got the big swing.
What's interesting on Sanders is she's so tall and she plays all 6 rotations. And not just for that back row hit, she was aggressive, but she's a really good defensive player, which honestly doesn't always go hand in hand, height and defense.
Proctor from New York. First touch a little out in front for Keegan Cooper. That's her first action in attack uniform. Now she lined that one up. It's dug out.
That was a great shot. Went through the block, rolled perfectly to the middle. I mean, it was just a great hit. Solano was where she was supposed to be. She read it correctly. It was just a great play from West Virginia.
Bumped up there in the middle by Zarwas. Zarwas again led the team in assists last year. Expect the same from her this year, as that is drilled home by Brooke Canis. Second team All Big 12 in 2018. Some injuries last year. You see her step over Dodson for the finish.
Coach Greystone said he's one of their most recognized players. So definitely keep an eye on her tonight.
Emerson Solano has history with West Virginia. The story on her I'll give to you in a moment. Free one for the Mountaineers, and they take advantage. It's Brianna Lynch, All Big 12 second teamer, converting.
It's really hard to defend when they're in system. I mean, they had a free ball, perfect pass, set, run the middle. I mean, what are you going to do? That's why you have to get them out of system, both teams.
Petrova now back to serve. 11-10 in our first set here at United Supermarkets Arena. Bloss tools it off the block.
And the reason for that, perfect pass from the DS here. And that's what Coach Greystone was saying before the game. He didn't know which DS he was going to put in. If you can get a 3-pass 3 means that the setter can give to any position. They'll most likely, have a great chance of getting a kill.
Coach Greystone said they must pass the ball well to have success throughout these rotations. Perfectly done to the back line, flying through Kristen Lutz.
Kristen Lutz just jumps. I mean, Coach Tsunohara said that this year has to be her year, and he described her to me as a physical kid, and now I definitely see what he was saying.
Well, she's hitting 1,000 this game, Shelby, 2 for 2. Last year, 150 kills. Whoa. Look out. Look out below, says Keegan Cooper.
Technically, it was a touch, right? Just not the one you want to see.
Probably not too comfortable either.
It's not. I'll tell you right now, it's not.
Cooper, a Wazoo transfer. Washington State played 11 matches for the Cougars. Just saw her rip that kill. Mountaineers trying to answer. They will.
Now, I feel that Texas Tech should have been more stopped right there because the pass was backwards. The setter really only looked like she was going to set the slide. You need to be stopped and you need to read the hitter.
Last time the Mountaineers and the Red Raiders met up, 5 sets up in Morgantown. Nice touch, good fingertip work there by Caitlin Dugan, who found that space back and took advantage. Yeah, last time, we see these battles from the West Virginia and Tech programs. 25-16, 26-24, 25-19, 25-23. That's in.
So right there, I guarantee you Coach Tsunohara will not be happy. If a ball is in, just get to the line, get your foot on the line, and make sure it's in, make sure it's out.
Nice call there, referee. Back line. Back row attack. We got a throw there, I think.
But one thing for Petrova, she just let the ball hit inside. She comes back with a 3 pass. And I think Coach Tsunohara forgives you if you can give your setter a perfect pass after messing up.
Lost now with the Red Raiders on a 3-0 run. Good job of the Tech blockers noticing that it's too high. Don't touch it.
Well, when you're 6'1", probably easier said than done.
Yes.
I don't know how that feels, but it must be nice to get those hops in.
Timeout West Virginia as you see Coach Tony Greystone. Started slow here. West Virginia jumped out front. Now you've got the Red Raiders with the advantage at hitting 188. Mountaineers 120, and they get a big kill there. So far, 3 service aces for Tech. That's helped the cause. None so far for the Mountaineers. We get a look. Sky Stokes, 392 kills her senior year, freshman from Chester, West Virginia. And now, there it is, a service ace.
Great response.
Shelby, take a look at this jump serve.
Now, top spin serves can either be really easy to pass or an ace. See right there, perfect platform, goes right to target.
And she hit it to the veteran Solano, who's handled more and more of those than anybody around here.
I really don't think she was trying to send it to her. I don't think anyone's ever trying to serve to her.
That got to her though, and then a error happens here. Mountaineers just trying to touch it over, not enough height. So we're back now with Lindsay Dodson, who was in charge of a 6-0 Red Raider run earlier. She turns the ball right to left.
There's that big swing. Very athletic person, very physical. Great up over here.
Solano kept it
so
alive.
Great to watch. So much fun. And see, I love when players get these amazing plays, digs, and then you follow through with the point. It's always sad when they have some great saves and then, lose the point, Jeff.
Everything runs through Zerwas. As you see that back set and the beauty, and the celebration. Ogagar. Audrey Adams right into the net service error. Red Raiders will take it over.
What's interesting about Ogagar is Coach Tsunohara said she hasn't played volleyball that long. when an athlete figures their body out, and they're athletic, that's when they're unstoppable. And I think that's what he's working on with her this season.
Samantha Sanders began playing volleyball when she was 9 years old. In her bloodline.
Great up by that
attempted
libero.
there by Kirby. And the Red Raiders get that one wide for the point. We may be seeing our first challenge here. Let's take a look at it. We'll be right on top of it. Great effort. Samara, the head coach, got up to the seat, did not.
Now let's watch Sanders. Tall player, back row, still will get the digs.
Yeah, that's easy money right there for Brianna Lynch. The offensive MVP for West Virginia last year hit plus 300 on 15 separate occasions, and really like opportunities like that when you're going to hit at a high rate.
She was second team all-conference, and Coach Sinahar described her as completely bought into the program, which seems obvious, but it's not always.
Float serve, picked up by Kinsey Morgan. Is rotated in for the first time, denied, and West Virginia showing fight here towards the latter parts of the first set.
They are battling at the net. I mean, block, cover, every single time you have to stay in it no matter till the end.
Proctor's best year was in 2017 for West Virginia. That shows you how far back she goes, kind of like Solano on the other side. Great swing by Keegan Cooper.
Her arm, she just gets so high on the ball, and West Virginia's blockers where they're supposed to be. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I got to give that to you. That was one of those hits.
Tech getting closer with 22 points in set one.
Petrova is definitely their go-to hitter right now, and she seems to be hitting left back often. And I think that they're moving their base to that, so she might need to readjust her spot.
Keegan Cooper leading the Red Raiders with 2 kills so far. In system, Texas Tech. Just
tight
punch.
You never want to see it go into the net, but I love seeing players aggressive. You know, she didn't drop her elbow. She finished her swing. I guarantee you next time she's going to correct that.
Talk about all or nothing. Solano and her serves over the years. Crazy numbers on her. Cooper. Boom. Bloss with a finish.
So right there, West Virginia was just out of system. That was a really fast play. They weren't able to get to base fast and be stopped, which is what you want. You want the other team out of system.
Solano career 116 service errors, 51 aces. Dodson towards that dump. Cooper will end set one. Great hustle by the West Virginia players who went diving here. The libero went streaking by us. Time to.
Yeah, I mean, your team's your family.
Time to regulate.
You get all the emotions.
We're off on set two. Jeff Haxton, Shelby Coppage with you here on Big 12 now
Great
on ESPN. Beautiful up, Shelby mentioned. And that's a little campfire for a moment there. And good job of Solano on the effort, but we've got contact on the new floor, Shelby. I got to tell you about this.
I know, it's great.
It's been turned up as far as the darkness. The wood used to look darker, so it's a little brighter.
I like it brighter.
Kind of a white-ish look. And the state of Texas outline has been replaced by just the 3D double T here at the USA. So this is the first real action on this brand new floor. The Red Raiders going to get the point.
I know Tech's looking to break this new floor in with a W.
Smiling Lindsay Dodson come in. Both of her parents, and of course, when Lindsay, you got to talk about Laura and the twins on this roster. Cody and Lori, both parents, Red Raiders. Legacies. That looked good, and a great effort by Dotson to try and get it scooped up, but just too much from that far side. Cross-court kill.
But that's what we expect West Virginia to do. After last game, they're going to come out swinging really hard and hopefully are much more on target than last game for them.
Sky Stokes.
There's that top spin, right on target.
This is a driving serve. That ball danced down the tape, and the Red Raiders will get it. And Candace will get a kill.
I really love watching Sanders in the back row. All right, right here. She found the hitter's hands and tooled them, went with the Cobra.
Okay, give us to that in layman's terms.
So even coverage wouldn't help because it hit the antenna. That means it's out. Thanks for the reminder, Jeff.
Well, you're going to clear some things up for me now.
I agree. All right, right there. That was a tool as well. So if it hits the antenna ever, the play's dead no matter what happens.
Ogagar gets credit with that one again. Played at Illinois State. Sister plays at Wichita State. Volleyball family. This is Natalie Winter. Just too far.
You don't see topspin that often anymore. I love it though. If you have a great topspin and you're strong, you're a huge threat.
So what are the mechanics behind that? Top spin, throw
So
it
a
up.
float, so right here, she serves a float. That means there's no spin, watch. See,
Knuckle.
just floats in the air and it bounces off usually straight up like that.
Loss lets it go, and that touched one of the Mountaineers, and I believe was in anyway.
Yes. All right, so right here, passes on target, what they're talking about. Right there, that's what they need, in system. That's what Coach Greystone said was the key for him this game.
Loss started all 30, of course, as Allison White. Last year, second on the team in blocks. Stat
Great
sheet
up.
stuffer. And we got a touch there at the net. That'll be West Virginia's point.
Big touch.
Tell the redirection of the ball. We'll have some of these replays coming up, Shelby, where you'll think, oh, it wasn't touched, and then they'll find a little
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
different spin coming off the touch. Proctor.
This is a great volley right here. All the passes are right on target.
Kirby has been successful in the dunk twice, not that time. Great up by Dotson.
She's
And
a
that effort is
scrappy
rewarded.
one. We love to see scrappy.
Look at this, that's terrific.
This actually is Coach Greystone's one of his first years to never bring in a new DS. So every DS, including the libero, has already played here. Oop.
I don't think we've seen Kiari Geyer just yet, but there are DSs all up and down this roster as we see Alex Kirby go back. Kirby coming in with 748 career assists, playing in her 38th match. Had 9 kills, 9 digs, 55 assists in the Red Raider win in Morgantown last year. And Solano knew that she was in trouble there.
That is something you can't get mad at her because she does not do that. She never stutters to the ball. See right here, she stuttered. See, she knew right then. We're not going to see that again from her.
Tech took the first set down, 25-17, closing on a 5-0 run. Great recovery and the kill. I love that attack from Caitlin Dugan.
Assistant coach Morgan Thomas earlier was telling me that they just need the ball to target. If they can do that, they're not worried about putting the ball away. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
Dugan was the Big 12 Rookie of the Week, October 14 last year. She's really got some offensive pop.
All right, so that's something you won't see often either. She just wasn't pressing on the block. She's so tall and strong. She's gonna fix that. I mean, Lynch is a great blocker.
Northcutt, 4th on last year's team in digs, always solid, just steady. She's the one served that for the Red Raiders. She'll get to serve again. That one was not touched at the net and too far wide.
We got to remember again that both of these teams have only played each other. And again, with West Virginia, a lot of these new players coming in, they're learning, okay, she wants this set off the net. Okay, she might, you know, hit the cross. So they're really learning each other right in this game.
Katie, let's fire too far. She had 19 aces last year, but that one not playable. Dugan.
Wow, great up over here.
And that's a finish off and a kill for Natalie Petrova.
See right here, pass was on, and they got the tool. In Big 12, these crazy athletes, if the pass is on, the other team is always in trouble. Pass is off right there.
Still works.
Still works.
Sanders able to guide it through all of the contact for her first kill as a Texas Tech Red Raider. Tech hitting percentage, nice. It's creeping up over 257, 278. Hitting percentage for the Mountaineers is 180. They're in the system here. Turned away.
That was a little low.
Canis.
There's that pressing on the block again. I mean, if she would have just held her arms strong and pressed. Right here, look, look, look. Split. She didn't hold her abs tight, hold her hands over the net. She would have blocked that.
Tech nudging in front in set 2, up 1-0. Northcutt had to make a decision there. Played it. Popped up by Kirby. Sanders steadies. Beautiful finish by Caitlin Dugan.
All right, so as we said, they have no film on each other right here. She goes right into the block. This is where she has to make an adjustment. Okay, that sharp hit is no longer working. Maybe I need to roll, maybe I need a line.
Being a big time wall there for Coach Greystone. Free ball Mountaineers. Too much, too strong from Audrey Adams. The senior had 134 kills a year ago.
All right, so right here with the slide, reached. She got lucky right there. I mean, the block was not there. She still made it over the tape, made it work.
Dugan is starting to feel it. She has 4 kills and 8 total attacks.
All right, look at her swing. Now, Coach Greystone mentioned that his pin players are really strong. He was actually struggling who would even play today. It was honestly a game time decision tonight, Jeff.
Value conditioning, value fresh legs, because we're back at it tomorrow in less than 24 hours. There it is, all kinds of room open for Kirby. Her second dump successful of the evening.
Like you mentioned, still not much rest because they have to watch the game and figure out a new game plan for tomorrow because they'll finally have one.
Make adjustments. Reed Sunahara pops up, and the head coach for West Virginia takes a timeout. We're in the middle of set 2. Red Raiders up 13-9 and already ahead 1-0. Big 12 now on ESPN. See, Dodson just fired it into the net out of that timeout, so that works for Coach Sunahara. Red Raiders still leading, though, 13-10, and we'll see the freshman Sky Stokes.
Now here's a topspin serve. It's either to go right on target or a big shank.
And that one almost hit the Big 12 logo. Yeah, too much steam on it. Stokes, education major. Oak Glen High School, that's where she went. Now you've got Sanders, Midway grad. She'll rotate out, hand the ball off to Mackenzie Morgan.
Coach Greystone said she has a really strong entrance, really good ball control. She's 6'3", but a really good backbone player, which again is rare.
Belleville High School. Cross-court attempt is wide. The Red Raiders and Coach Greystone, of course, hammer Texas for recruiting. There's only 4 players not from Texas. That's Caitlin Dugan, Tatum Rome. They're both from Arizona. Kiari Geyer is from Hawaii, and Alex Kirby is from Knoxville, Tennessee. Everybody else, Texans. West Virginia going to take that point there. Red Raiders thought they were in a good spot. Looked like they were leading it up to Keegan Cooper. Natalie Winter.
Another top spin. Right to target.
10 digs here last year. But there, she didn't know what to do with that one.
Yeah, she was in a perfect spot too. If her hands, right here, her hands are gonna break, watch. Right here, big swing, broke. If her platform would have been stronger, it would have been a really great pass.
And you think you can do this maybe sitting at home. Like, oh, I can go out there and play volleyball.
Do you think that, Jeff?
I do not think that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Canis had that ball drop a foot. And that's why you saw Winter. She was positioning herself, hands up, and then wanted to turn them over as West Virginia gets a touch at the net there, and they trail by 4. She had her hands up thinking, I'm going to hit it here, and the bottom falls out of it because of the top spin. And now she's trying to change that in the middle of nowhere, kind of Bermuda Triangle, and it's all over with.
Yeah, Petrovas, 2 hits in a row, still stayed really aggressive. I'm wondering if she's going to go with any roll shots at any point. I haven't seen anything like that.
Short serve. The Raiders trying to go up 2-0. Solano couldn't handle that missile. It was rifled by Brianna Lynch.
Yep, they're going to get those kills. As long as you get a touch, you had a good read, these are going to happen. These are really strong girls.
And Lynch just got that kill. She had 18 kills against the Red Raiders in Morgantown last year and hit 471 in that match. So there's a lot of newness from this West Virginia team. We're going to see some incredible hustle to keep this one alive, but they still have some veterans also. Great move on the ball there by Solano to get it to the net.
Wow. Great volley right here.
Who will win?
Uh-oh. And that right here is where the conditioning comes in hand. That gets really tiring when you're blocking, covering right here. Watch. Reach really, really high. Tool. And that's her shot we were just talking about. Sometimes you really want to hit the hands because you know what you're doing. You know it's going to go out of bounds.
Proctor. Overpass.
Ooh. Alex Kirby was ready at the net, though.
Get up quick for the challenge. Proctor too deep.
Out. And we need to talk about Alex Kirby, their setter. She plays, it's a 5-1. She's playing the whole time. Coach Greystone said the team responds really well to her. He described her as a no-mistake type player. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody. But, I mean, obviously, we see why. Now she's back row. 3 hitters at the front.
Kirby on the serve. Lynch says, no problem.
That's what she does.
Lynch is playing in her 197th set. Very experienced. And, there's 3 Tech players around the ball there. Didn't worry about it.
She found that left hand and hit the tool off.
Petrova serving. Her mother was a setter for the Bulgarian national team.
So they're pretty athletic, I'd say.
Come by it naturally. A great job there by a newcomer and transfer Keegan Cooper.
All right, so right here, libero with the set. Even though she didn't get the coverage, D1 volleyball, a big conference like this, liberos need to have pretty hands, pretty sets. They can't set in front of the 10-foot line, but it's a big part of their role. Here's our setter.
Great effort. Solano Northcutt Kirby, but could not get any elevation on the ball. And we see the ping pong effect here.
All right, here we go. But see, touch, and you see Solano smiling.
She's always smiling. And then my story on Solano is...
We need to hear that, yeah.
She, in 2017, down the stretch against West Virginia, trying to finish off the Mountaineers. You see her, the libero in red. That's who we're talking about. Ran into the steel and foam chairs as the Red Raiders get .19 of set 2. 5 exiting there. Her shin made contact with the steel portion of it. Diving for a ball, she was still upright, and it was a huge injury. She still has the scar from that injury. Got her on the air cast, got her off the court, and the Red Raiders went on to win. That gave her some props, some big woman on campus, I guess you should say, as a freshman. She's been loved ever since as the Mountaineers celebrate a big block from Kristen Lutz.
Now she's back in. Coach Greystone said she is a big personality, which you can see. I mean, she's always congratulating her teammates, smiling, touching hands. You definitely don't want to hit to her.
Did you ever think we'd see all these players in masks?
No.
In this game?
Of course not.
We're seeing it here, and we're seeing a great effort from Emmy Ogagar.
All right, so right here. High, strong block, holds it, and you see that her body was still shape-shifting a little bit, but her arms were straight up, and that's the best kind of block.
Sanders was trying to maybe fool her that she was going middle, turn it. She got turned away. Dugan! Caitlin Dugan.
Great placement.
Fires it home.
All right, right here. Perfect set, right on there. Fought right in the hole, right in the split. Pretty hard to defend that.
Lindsay Dodson again was in the middle of a 6-0 run serving in set 1. Backline attack from Petrova. Room for Sanders. Red Raiders are going to stay alive for now.
Great set. What an athletic set. I really want to see that again.
Too good from Lux, but fun to watch on the end of it here.
On her knees.
Yeah, Solano.
Pushes it right to the outside. Not even a bump set to the back row.
Sky Stokes. Highest velocity serve that we'll see tonight.
But right on target. Great up over here.
Still alive. Petrova. No way to stop that one. Brooke Hannis brought the Thunder home.
See, Alexa Hastings is getting some really good digs. And right here, she was stopped, but not enough. Just a really good hit from Tech.
And then she got a good hit from Solano. Celebration shoved her. Back and forth we've gone in set 2.
Wow. She is so powerful. I wish that our viewers could sit where we are and just see how strong and how fast her approaches are right here. Super high swing, boom. Very, very strong player.
You might be wondering why Solano went for that when she saw the touch from Canis. So that's why she tried to go and retrieve that ball.
Yep, I mean, pass was a 3, right to the setter, outside, hit right in the corner. That's the kind of play right there. You see, that's what Coach Greystone's working with his team. Perfect sequence.
You see the reach and the length there from the Washington State transfer. She's 6'1". She's a Texan, though. Decided to go out west and come back home. Talking about Cooper. Speaking of boom, there it goes for Ogagar. Second on the team for Illinois State last year, 111 blocks. 4th in kills with 192 and a good pickup for the Mountaineers.
See, West Virginia 21-22, they come back, as Coach Greystone said, every time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Over the years, we've seen it over and over again. Sanders too much muscle.
Right here. Perfect pass. What we're talking about, key to the game. Big swing, back row. They're looking pretty good right there. Very in sequence. All right, Alex Kirby setting from the back row. We got 3 front row players over Texas Tech.
Well, and we had a little bit of a slowdown there because Coach Sunahara had the challenge card out. And he does have a timeout, so he'll use it.
He really is just the nicest, Coach Sunahara.
Important point here with Kirby.
Big reach. Ooh, nice save.
The ball floated in peril there. The Mountaineers are going to be up against a set point from the Red Raiders. And Kirby will try and finish it to put Tech in a big driver's seat here on opening night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And that's out. Again, right there, if it ever hits the net and it's out of the antenna, it's dead. You can try and go for it. Don't even go for it, it's dead.
Yeah, that's what they did. They knew they were toast.
And West Virginia creeping back in.
It's the Red Raiders trying to replace Emily Hill, who seemed to have every other kill for Tech the last 3 seasons. That's where you see Sanders. The importance of having her. Sanders just popped it up. Here we go.
Great save.
Mountaineers up to the challenge. Now they attack and win. Petrova with a finish. And West Virginia says we're not going anywhere yet.
Look at this. How aggressive she is. A lot of people would just roll shot that. Nope. Boom. Honestly, she has to be really hitting the weight room. That's a lot of athleticism, but she is strong.
Sets by 2, and this is a massive point here. Red Raiders get it. They're up 2-0. Mountaineers get it. Now we race to see who can get up ahead 2-0.
Oh, not ready.
Right.
She doesn't want to lose that momentum. I like it.
Replay, please.
Yeah.
Here's the whistle, and the answer to that question now is yes. That's a winner. Red Raiders on another kill from Keegan Cooper. Her 4th. Take it to a 2-0 set advantage here. This isn't go hit the ice bucket and put some ice on your shoulder and get some rest. There will be intense sessions looking for tendencies, making adjustments. These teams might look completely different tomorrow than they do right now as we get West Virginia off to a good start in set 3.
I like what you said. So example, over here for West Virginia, Petrova, they're starting to see where she's hitting. So either she can change up her shot or Texas Tech can arrange their defense to where she's been hitting. Those are some notes they'll go with. Top spin, right on target. Oop, over.
That's guided down successfully by Adams. So let's go over here with West Virginia. Shelby, give me some individual things that you've seen, maybe that you weren't expecting or were expecting, but give us what you're impressed with there.
I think they're getting a lot of tight passes, and that can either be really hard for the setter, but this middle blocker and outside is always right on top of her. So it's pretty easy. I mean, if it's a tight pass, right on the setter, the hitter has it. They're doing a really good job at being in sync.
The Texas Tech side, as we see Northcutt getting ready to serve after the Tech point, I've been really impressed with Keegan Cooper. Look at her numbers there with her kills. She's the one that stood out to me as far as newcomers. And that's not a newcomer. That's Caitlin Dugan, who says, not in my house.
Like that, we see the smile after. So she stopped. She's ready. Straight up arms. Yep, that's what happens.
Northcutt, a little hop to her serve. Mountaineers up to the challenge. Sanders dug out of there. And Stokes going down to get it.
That's Sanders' third dig in a row. The setter.
Look at these ladies battle. Mid-season form here. Dugan, count it.
Sanders, Texas Tech setter, just had 4 digs in a row. Let's see this replay right here.
Is that good?
That's really good. I mean, if the setter can dig, that's when the libero has to come in and set the hitters.
Dugan, after that kill, has 6. Hit percentage of .333. It's too much on that one from Northcutt.
Remember
tied in set 3.
First set when Hastings let it hit her, she didn't let it happen again. See?
Got out of the way.
Right.
Yeah, if you're just stepping in. She was trying to get out of the way of the ball and just grazed her. Look at the jersey.
That looked like a double.
Yeah. Pretty easy call. We do have the best seats in the house. Thank you very much.
I'm really not mad at these seats.
No, there's a lot of things with the COVID current world where you just don't know if you're going to be able to get in the house. So to be able to get this close, and again, witness competition for so long, Shelby, we didn't have any competition. This is fantastic.
Really excited for these players and coaches.
Yeah, so much hard work. I mean, it's a crazy amount of work. Hoping for a touch there was Petrova, but no, there was no touch at the net.
Coach Greystone this week, Jeff, we asked him how his players were mentally, and he said every day was just an emotional roller coaster. If they got good,
bad news.
Right, they didn't know what to expect.
That's been the world a bunch. As Lynch finishes, can't let her have that airspace. She'll take care of it. Yeah, it was that way for, well, it still is. You know, it's like, hey, well, we have great news here, and here's some terrible news to follow it.
Right.
You got to like the fight and the resolve of the Big 12. When it started with the football, you had 2 cancellations. You had the Pac-12 and you had the Big 10 say, no, we're not going to play. And then everybody was looking towards the Big 12, and they said, we're going to play. And now we're playing volleyball, and that's Brooke Canis bringing it home.
I was so happy when they stood by it and said, nope, we're
like
playing.
Christmas.
And look, everyone followed along. Really like Christmas, yes. And these players, all of them have a chip on their shoulder. They just want to play.
Dodson on the up. Guided to the corner by Canis. Brooke Canis looks good, healthy. Last year had injury problems that kind of hung around. She looks fresh.
So great shot here, right to the corner. Ooh, right there. It couldn't get better than that.
Ooh, yeah. Thought Dodson had an ace coming her way, just a little too far. Red Raiders took the first 2 sets, 25-17, 25-23. Remember, both times last year, these matches went 5. Shelby's highlighted several times the ability for West Virginia to hang around. There's Canis again. She's really special off one foot.
Perfect pass with the slide, big reach. Not much block right there.
You're right. You see how much net she was able to cover. Starts almost in the middle in 2 long strides. She's almost to the pin.
But that's what you can do with the perfect pass. When it's right on target, the 3 blockers don't know where the setter will sit it, so they have to stay in their base, which means less blocks for the pin.
Alexa Hastings, the libero, back to serve. Oh. Sanders just dropped the chair out from underneath her. Now what happened there is Lindsay Dodson was saying, out, 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 as it went by her. And then at the last moment, Sanders with that frame just had to drop. Tony Greystone will take it any way he can get it.
With that, we talked about how Sanders is so tall. I mean, sometimes she might have to fall to make sure the ball goes out.
9-6 Red Raiders. Sanders again. Yeah, you're good at catching that.
Whoops. Did I say that?
You did. You caught it in the middle of the play. I have to kind of wait.
Well, these setters are so good. They never have spin. So when they're a spin, it's pretty obvious.
The 1-2 punch. Was pulled wide there. And trying to kind of knock it across her body was Kristen Lutz. You'll see it here. Watch her try to pull it.
So big approach. She tried to hit that corner. See, that was a really good shot, though. I mean, Texas Tech is picking up a lot of the balls that they're hitting. So we're going to start seeing that. Now that they have an actual game plan, they're going to start changing up their shots.
Texas Tech up in set 3, already up 2-0 here in the season opener in Lubbock. This is Big 12 volleyball, Big 12 now on ESPN down at the middle. And West Virginia, sensing that it is go time, gets it done there with Audrey Adams, who was just mic'd up a few moments ago.
That was really fun. I've never seen volleyball players mic'd up. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, I tried the short serve, and it was too short. Zerwas coming in at 1,997 career assists. Everything runs through her today, 13 assists. So congratulations to Lacey. She's over $2,000, and that is some time spent. That's tooled off the blockers. And Ogagar's going to be a good one.
Let's see her topspin. Is it going to be a perfect pass or an ace?
Way up in the air and too far. Sky Stokes, an education major. A service error, that's her third. You can't boil it all down to service aces and errors, but over the years following Coach Greystone, and it's my fourth to watch him up close and personal. That can be a problem for Tech as well. They get to where they lose track and have service errors. And when they're on with those service aces, they're a completely different team. Dugan. Just stuffed by Hastings. Free ball. Dugan got it.
You never want them to get a free ball either side. Then they're in system. Perfect pass. Pin hitter. That's what happens.
7 of those tonight for Caitlin Dugan, just behind Canis, who has 8. Speaking of the service error, there it was.
A couple missed serves, Texas Tech.
So Shelby Coppage to my right. Played volleyball at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, all right, not too long ago. How much has the game changed, or has it?
I mean, with this Big 12 conference, it's just, it's a whole new level. And I'm so excited to see my old coach, Coach Greystone, as the head coach. It is so awesome to see. And it's funny because I know what he hates, I know what he loves. So I'm just trying to guess what he's saying to them in the huddles.
Yeah.
Also, Morgan Thomas was with him in Corpus Christi as well as assistant coach.
He played in the Southland.
Southland,
and
correct.
I have experience in the Southland, 2 years.
Okay, I like this, Jeff.
I enjoyed the Southland.
Yeah.
You know what there is in the Southland? Big time food.
Oh, well, yes.
You get down into Louisiana, of course, Corpus. Shout out to the Executive Surf Club.
Wow.
Enjoyed many times, yes. I'm just glad I didn't, mess that up. Good that you recognized it.
Oh, I'm impressed right now.
Yeah, that was a fun couple of years getting that Cajun food, man, nothing better. Mountaineers got a different flavor up in Morgantown. They got flavor for a block right there, although the Red Raiders tried to keep it alive, but just too much Brianna Lynch.
And more about Coach Greystone is he's known as a program builder. I mean, at West Texas A&M, he had a national title. Then he went to Corpus Christi. You know, they won the conference many times, and now he's here.
That's guided through. The Red Raiders up 16-12. And Sanders' debut has been really good. You mentioned the digs.
Big
now we see a
reach.
kill.
Yep, big reach. Block wasn't really there. I mean, it's just a good hit. You can't block them all. You can't dig them all.
West Virginia's coming up on 100 attacks, hitting 212. This will be attack 100 here to the Red Raiders 76. Back set, boom.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. That was Stokes who made the best play of that exchange. Now she's got a back row attack for the kill opportunity. Stokes again. That's a freshman, folks. Conditioning test passed by the Mountaineers. Wow.
So
what fight.
So scrappy over here, but I need to point out Zerwas, their setter. She is setting on the ground, on her knees instead of going to her platform. She's getting to every ball, setting up her headers perfectly. You want your setter to use your great saves.
That's the kind of point West Virginia needed to dig out. Down 3, already down 2-0, but they give it back with Petrova long.
That's really frustrating when you have a really great momentum play, tons of volley, and then you just hit it out.
Join Texas Tech women's volleyball for their next home game. It's tomorrow, less than 24 hours out. The Mountaineers of West Virginia and the Red Raiders in Game 2. Match begins at 6. Supermarkets Arena, or watch live on Big 12 now on ESPN+. It's a must-get for your living room, tablet, whatever. You've got to get it, as that's a kill from Kristen Lutz. You know, we talk a lot about West Virginia. I think they've been such a huge addition to the Big 12. Yes, they're way out there, but it propped up a leg under a wobbly table. And in the Mountaineers, you got a program that wants to play football. Of course, they've got Neil Brown as their head coach now, and in that game, got tons of Red Raider experience for Coach Brown. But I'll tell you, that's a long flight, but I love having him in the league, and you love Keegan Cooper. And look at this reaction afterwards.
Okay, so watch her block. She stopped straight up. Her hands are pointed down. Perfect block. And I love her smile after. I'm loving this. Just glad they're playing, Jeff.
If you happen to run into a bad day, say it could be worse. Could not be playing at all. We had some into the net there for Texas Tech. Mountaineers still hanging in there, down by 3 in set 3. Tech took the first set 25-17. They had 11-0 of runs in that first set, which was big. A 6-0 and a 5-0. Second set, they won 25-23. Wouldn't say they're in command in set 3, but in good position.
Wow.
Great stretch. Downhill, Odegaard. Turned away.
Tech is really pushing their block. All right, not too tight of a set. Straight up, both hitters were together.
Combo.
If there would have been a split, that would not have happened. So now West Virginia, add this to their notes, cover tighter. Both teams are getting a lot of blocks. Cover tighter, get the ball just straight up.
I think if you were to ask Coach Greystone maybe some weaknesses, hey, give us, Coach, some weaknesses during your tenure here at Tech, the block would be up there as Solano spears it. Cooper finishes. Absolute rocket off of Lux.
she's really getting her momentum. Big swing, she knows where she's putting it, but she's also just getting blocks right now. So when you're doing well, your whole game is on.
Got a timeout on the court here from Coach Sunahara.
I feel like we're seeing a smile from Coach Greystone here.
Yeah, he's got to be just absolutely delighted. Coming in, I don't think both coaches had any clue what they were going to get out of their teams, and he's gotten a
specific game plan for every single team. It's almost like you have to make yourself a different team every opponent, this year at least.
Good thud off Solano. Well done by West Virginia. They got back and rallied around and got Audrey Adams in position to finish it off.
All right, so on set right here. That's what happens when they're in system. When both teams are in system, there's a problem.
Adams with 8 kills. Lynch leads West Virginia with 10. Petrova with 9. Stokes on that jump serve.
I'm a little surprised. I think that Ogagar's usually ready on the net, but I just said with you, I think a big key for tomorrow, West Virginia, when they look back at the tape, they're gonna have to cover a lot tighter. Get low, expect the block.
One thing that's worked well for Coach Greystone, the good thing Katie Northcutt is there because she figures into this. I won't say that he was worried about the defensive specialists, but there's just so many of them to rotate out or between Dodson and Northcutt. I think they've been terrific.
You're exactly right. At their walkthrough at about 2:30 today, I asked Morgan Thomas, hey, who are the DSs? She said, whoever's hot, it's a game time decision.
Yeah, literally going down the line here, we haven't seen Audrey Smith. She can get in there. Lauren Dodson, Northcutt, Lindsay Dodson. A lot of DS on our sheets that we put together, and that's another point for the Red Raiders. Looking good here. West Virginia looks like a lot of energy has gone away, and Tech is 2 points away from win 1.
Right on the setter, to the pin, obviously a cross shot. Wow, that block needs to be stronger.
Petrova. We're off the scoreboard now. You play it, does not stop. West Virginia doesn't stop either. Adams, you can see why she was given the Mountaineer Award last season.
So platform set. Yep, got to stay low. I think both coaches are going to be telling their team that after this game.
Natalie Winter. Sanders. Samantha Sanders, the former Aggie, grew up as a Baylor fan.
Perfect.
Now she's a Red Raider.
Big swing. Let's see that one more time. So platform set. I think if this left back had been more on the line, she would have had a pretty good shot at getting that dig.
Here she appears, Audrey Smith, and she had one of these situations, number 15 in white for Texas Tech, where she subbed in 2 years ago and got the game-winning ace. But that one went into the net to give West Virginia another chance. Audrey Smith, country girl studying agriculture. Takes that swing, subs out. Point wins it for Tech. Lynch is going to get another chance. Fought. Nope, it's Petrova, and it's in.
So this is the creeping up we're talking about, right? Big swing, great shot. But that's what West Virginia has to do.
Tech looking for the sweep. Lynch, got it. Yeah, they're tough. Anybody from Morgantown's tough. 24-20 after that one.
Set to the middle. Solano was not at her base, but she's had 14 digs. You can't get them all right.
Just keep adding on to that total. 1,070 coming into today. So Red Raider from Amarillo, and that'll do it. Dugan gets the Red Raiders the victory. We do have Mountaineers cover that and score. That's Sky Stokes.
So we're seeing how they're creeping back up. I'm definitely seeing what Coach Grayson was saying. You can never sleep on any lead you have with West Virginia.
There is activity over at the scorer's table. April Fricky has been busy the last couple of minutes. Proctor trying to stay loose because now she's been given the green light. Sanders. There it is. Dugan puts the cherry on top, and it's the Red Raiders with a 3-set victory. 25-22 in set 3. Tech ends up hitting 260. And they are 1-0 on the season. Coming back with more and a special guest when we return on Big 12 Now on ESPN.